one number. Our architect who looked at that said to me, that number refers simply to the kind of material, the quantum of material that would be demolished from Division 2. Division 2 is back here. He said to me, if you look at taking off all this exterior, the demolition, the bulk of the demolition would be at least double what's in secret. That involves huge noise, huge air pollution issues. Those have to be studied in secret. That's the purpose of secret.
Secret is an environmental standard. Okay.
Yes, and they haven't been studied. They haven't even been recognized. So where you have a massive project, and again, this isn't my law, this is the law in New York State. What we've had in Orange County, just to put this in a little broader context, we have a government that has apparently no interest in following the law. And it's not in one area. They want to alienate a property. It's very clear they need a 2/3 vote to do it. They don't get it. They want to redistrict. They have to respect, as the court just reaffirmed in Albany, in the Albany County case, the rights of racial minorities. They don't do it. Here we have plain secret regulations and rules. They don't do it. One of the people in this group, Steve, earlier when we were meeting, made an interesting comment. And I hope all the people in the room understand this, because you talked about FEMA. FEMA eventually said that this building was going to get $3.5 or $3.6 million. They changed their $500,000 calculation and said the county is going to get $3.5 or $3.6 million for the renovation of this building. That's what they estimated the water damage and flood damage to be. In order to do that, though, they had to have a federal review of what they were planning to do. And the federal review was sensitive to the historic building and didn't want to see the building demolished. So when the federal government came in and said, we want you to repair the building, we're not interested in your demolishing the building, what did Orange County say? Can we use that money somewhere else so we can do whatever we want to this building, and we'll spend that money on vehicles, or we'll spend that money on something else? And the federal representatives ultimately said, yes, we'll work out a waiver with you so you don't have to use the $3.6 million in this building. You were there. You're shaking your head. You know this is accurate. You can use the money somewhere else. And Miss Wong, who is a Democrat, as many of us are, from Goshen, she's in the championing in this. Let's spend it on some vehicles. Let's do something else with the money. Why? To circumvent the requirement that there be a proper federal review, environmental review of this project. This is not the way you govern. We can't set an example for our children if all we're going to do is in every major project violate in one way or another the law or try to circumvent the law. And that's why I hold the county executives, plural, responsible, Diana and Newhouse. And the legislature voted 18-3 in October, as I said earlier. We want to see who's going to propose something for this building. We'll sell the building. We'll build another building next door. And we have someone who's a world-renowned, and Kaufman is a very well-known architect. He comes in, he says, I'm interested in building an arts center. I'm interested in synergizing this building into something which will be wonderful for the community. I can build an adjacent building here for about $50 million. Let's go. Let's go. But rather than let's go, in terms of being obstructive, the county executive should have said, let's go. Let's get it done. This is wonderful for Goshen. Take the lead. Rather, a few voices in Goshen said, well, it's not really consistent with our zoning, and we don't want this, and we don't want that. Those are the obstructionists, and they're stopping progress in this county. We're trying to move and synergize and get economic development, and people who say they're in favor of it are blocking it. And that's the tragedy here. The public has got to understand this.